really like the staircase with the red carpeting, brown bricks. And there it is, Wet Dry World. Okay. So, there's a trick. The game doesn't tell you can do this, but depending on how you jump into the painting, determines how high the water level is. So jumping towards the bottom should give us a low water level initially. That's pretty low. So there's a lot of the stuff on the iceberg dedicated to this level. For one, they say it gives a negative emotional aura. And also, when I was looking into those iceberg videos, there was some mention of this being one of the least liked levels in the game, which I can kind of see. But also, when I was younger, I didn't think it was that bad, and I was scared of a lot of stuff back then. This level just seems it's more obtuse than unnerving, and I think that's what people just attribute to it making it like a quote-unquote negative emotional aura, is that it's an unclear, frustrating level with some spookiness to it due to the soundtrack, due to strange enemy types, frustrating water mechanics, swimming mechanics. It's not that spooky either, because most of the textures in this level are also in Womp's Fortress. But it does have a unique skybox, which I can't really get a clear view from here. I mean, it's spread the F out. Let me get a good vantage point for that. Whoa. Didn't notice that guy there. Because I want to read that sign. I watched a clip of someone reading that sign. It's pretty interesting. The mystery is wet or dry. Where does the solution lie? The city welcomes visitors with the depth they bring as they enter. Because that's a vague hint to however you enter the level determines the water level. Like which point of the painting you enter determines the water level initially. Okay. The negative emotional aura, I think, just comes from the level being frustrating with the water mechanics and swimming mechanics. By that logic, you could argue that the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time has a negative emotional aura. So I think that's the one for the arrows. This level also has a lot of enemies you can't harm, such as those flipper machines, these electric balls, and the fireballs. Apples, 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 hit the wall, hit the wall, hit the wall, hit the wall. Okay. And there's a first star. Another thing about the negative emotional aura, so I'm going to try to get to this star quick. Good way to get in to do the triple jump. Whoops, that didn't work. You can also probably backflip too to get to the highest point. Ah. Oopsie daisies. Don't want to go there yet. Angle my entry. Ah. Because the camera and the shape of this room, most of the camera, it flips when I try to go. Okay, I'm gonna try a backflip. There we go. It should get me towards the top. Top of the town. Yes, that works. So there's this cage, see? This very curious cage. That doesn't make logical sense. Okay, so this is supposed to skybox. It's supposed to be a photo of a place in Spain called Casares. It has this very interesting architecture of these rectangular houses with rectangular windows. And this is the only time in this game where the sky texture is used. And it's curious, and they have this filter to make it look like it's underwater. So we're in a water-based level that's underwater, but not all of it's underwater. But the sky makes it look like it's all underwater. It's interesting. Certainly curious, and it feels like they're going for maybe an underwater city vibe, though they picked a heck of a track to do that. Oh, and then we get the spooky synth version. And there's also the anxiety about drowning when getting through this tunnel. And once you get through the tunnel, we get Secret Town. The big question is, why a secret town that's under... You have to travel through a pipe that's only accessed by going above a tall cage and jumping down into that cage, swimming through a pipe and try not to drown doing so. And then there's this town, which also has textures that don't appear, I'm pretty sure don't appear anywhere else in the game, like these window textures and these door textures. That's a big mystery in this level. Ooh, I can't. Okay, that'll still be slidey. Not quite sure what those are supposed to... what that switch is supposed to show. Oh, okay. It was in here. But so this level's very odd because... Okay, so what I think happened is because this game was the first 3D... I mean, the logical thing that this is that this game was the first 3D Mario game, and they were strapped to make levels that looked decent. So... And I needed to fill out the roster of levels so this game had enough content. And so they put a lot of assets they had together any way they could that made some kind of sense and made this level. It's not haunted. You don't see Luigi's corpse in this town square at any point. It's game developers with the limited resources they had because of the hardware doing what they could to design a level that people could enjoy. I mean, it's iffy on whether or not people enjoy this one because it's, again, it's very obtuse. You have this church here, it's interesting. And there are plants here, but there's no lighting source, though I heard a theory that the power star in this cage provides a lighting source. Whatever. And it's like, who would live here if the town... When we came here, this town was completely submerged. And the only life here is those water bug enemies. And their default expression is sad. I mean, it is like they have sad eyes. So there's a lot of spookiness. Like it's eerie, but that's about it. And then there's also this thing that it's supposed to simulate a brain, or that there's a brain texture in the assets. And I guess you could say that how I interpreted that on the iceberg was that these walls kind of look somewhat like the crevices within the brain. I guess. That didn't work. Oh, I know what I can do. Well, I'm trying to see how much of this I can get by wall jumping. Okay, couldn't do that one. There! That worked. Applesauce. Ugh. They also have some of those fireball sentries, though they can't attack you when they're partially in water. So that's curious why they're here. Kind of curious too that there's like a. I think some people theorize that there's a Kakariko well vibe in this level, and that maybe this area is sealed off for a reason. Ugh. It's baloney. But again, back to Discovery Kids, or no, Discovery Zone. Where's the Discovery Kids Zone, or just Discovery Zone? Yes. So I remember that there was this. I don't know what exactly it was. Okay. It was this miniature house with black velvet interiors and little lights, and you could crawl into this house. I don't know if this is making sense to anyone, but it appears in my mind as a memory, and so I'm recounting it. And so this whole little area feels like that curious indoor jungle gym playground feature, indoor playground jungle gym thing. So yeah, this level feels like it's just a playground. I guess that's why it never spooked me, because I always associated this level in my mind with those positive memories of those indoor playgrounds and jungle gyms, and all the fun times I had. I going to friends' birthday parties, eating cake, pizza, and then going into those jungle gyms. Which, I mean, in hindsight, those were not. Those three things should not have gone together. I think vomit immediately in my old age. Oh, hello, it's Syndrome the Rat King. He's joining us for the stream. How are you? Playing Super Mario 64 from the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection that came out last month. So I'm playing through Mario 64. At some point I'll get to Sunshine and Galaxy. Doing good, you? Yeah, I'm doing okay. I've been doing a bit better. I was having a rough morning and rough afternoon, but this game just really brightens my mood so much. It's just so lovely. I mean, it's lovely so far, but again, I'm still a ways away from Rainbow Ride and, what's the name of the top? I was gonna say TikTok Clock. TikTok Clock was, ugh. That was my least favorite level in the game growing up. I could not groove with TikTok Clock. Ooh, ball jump. Ugh. Timing is so finicky. Because you have to be right quick. Like, once you touch the wall, you have to press A immediately. Otherwise, you're gonna just fall. Subsequent Mario games give you a little more time, like you slide a bit, or you're on the wall a bit longer before you fall. So they learn their lesson. Woo! Oh, snap! Okay. Oh, those roofs are slippery. So I need to make sure. Whoops! No! Crumb. Okay, oh wait, okay, so I think when at least on the version of the game I had, when I ran through these flower beds, it sounded... The sound effect was running through sand. But it's not happening in this one. Huh. Don't know if that was a glitch they patched out. I think that's a stupid glitch to... Well, and they wouldn't patch it, but subsequent versions of the game, they made it so it wouldn't have that sound effect. A weird thing to correct, considering all the things you could correct. Yeah, this was back in the day where you couldn't... There were no day one patches in the era of Nintendo 64. Try to go the other one, because that one gives you a bit less of a gap to... There we go. Okay, camera, meet me there. There. Okay, that's 7. 8 is... Probably somewhere obvious. Look how sad their eyes are. Come on. Turn my way. Or maybe just kind of, maybe we can angle it. There we go. Why are you so sad? I mean, you're banging your hands to the wall, so I guess that could be a reason. I mean, maybe they're related, I suppose. Okay, in a way, this does add to the eeriness. Haha. Ooh, speaking of running through walls. This is a fun trick. Ooh, so allegedly, this level has unused assets from a beta version of Ocarina of Time called, during development, that was just called Zelda 64. And then they made, Ocarina of Time after that. And Zelda 64, that is an interesting story. So I've been watching a lot of videos about that, about how that game developed over time, and the things that were cut out, the things that they managed to fit in. It's very interesting. Because that's my last one. Ooh, I didn't mean to hit him. So I could manage the jump. Let me see. There we go. But yeah, how Mario jumps and how this level feels. I mean, it's an indoor playground. I like it. I mean, and it looks... It has features of a town that aren't complete, and it just... It's like that a place built for kids. A place for kids to run around. And it's just... That's why it can't be too spooky to me. And why I like it. I do. Yeah! Got the star.